Happy New Year, guys. I hope all of you had a fantastic Christmas and a great New Year. Let's get the year started. Let's get 2024 started with our first YouTube of the year. So the first YouTube of the year, what's it going to be about? It's going to be about the start of a new year. Why not? It's probably the most trending thing around right now. It's something that's been on my mind. I'm a bit like this at the start of New Year's. I like to start the new year the right way. So I thought, why not do a video about it? Whether it's a New Year's resolution that you've got or just some New Year's plans, continuation of plans, just continuing to do whatever you were doing before. I think the New Year is always a really good time to do it. You could say I'm contradicting myself now, because in previous videos I've been very big on the whole let's not start this next week, next month, tomorrow, New Year, start it now. But the reason I'm saying this is a good time of year is because the vast majority of people out there are now doing stuff. It's easy to get help with the motivation, just looking at what other people are doing, following in their trends and their footsteps. That's why I think this is a good time of year for people, particularly that maybe are lacking in what's the right, well, with self-enthusiasm, I suppose, is the right way of looking at it. I'm quite a proactive guy. I don't necessarily make New Year's resolutions. I would say I'm in the category of continuing with plans. Didn't always used to be like that. It's only been for a couple of years now. But I am in that current mind state where I didn't feel the urge to set New Year's resolutions because I knew that I'd want to do things because I just always do. I suppose I'm a little bit against New Year's resolutions in the fact that if you make one or two resolutions and do them, is that what you're going to stick with? Are you going to do anything else? So I don't like setting those just individual resolutions because I've just got lots of different things I want to do over the year. Starting the year, the main thing I want to do is get back on top of healthy eating and exercise. You all know me by now. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I bring it up quite a lot. If you want to be the best version of yourself, if you want to have a clear mindset and you want to feel good, you know, I'm very big on healthy eating and exercise and things like that. So I've started the year by going back to one of my favourite diet plans is Keto. You've probably seen by now, and if you haven't, it's only a few videos back that you can all go and have a look on my weight loss journey. I started that by doing calorie counting. I think calorie counting is a fantastic way to start on a weight loss journey. I think that's where it ends for me personally. No disrespect to those. Some of you it might work for. I'm talking about my journey. It worked for me at the start. My reasons for saying this is I find that when you count calories and do these Weight Watcher plans and some of these fad diets, is I think that what often happens is that you are ironically quite low on energy. I think you can be quite agitated because you're often hungry, you're often tired, you're often eating things you don't necessarily want to eat, and you're being dictated to quite a lot. So you've got to be very, very strict with yourself. Whereas with something like a keto diet, it's more of a life change in a way. You need to stick at it for quite a while, and if you do refer from it, you have to get back on it, or you're just going to undo all of the work. But I find that I can eat personally, and again I say personally because this is going to depend on the food you like to eat, that when I look at the foods that are good for you with a keto diet, I'm pretty much like, yeah, I'm down with all of that. When I look at meal plans and what other keto followers do, the meals appeal to me. So, firstly, what is keto? So keto is a diet that gets your body in a state of ketosis, which for simple terms, because I'm not going to go down a lengthy thing of this, I'm not a personal trainer, there's nothing for you to sign up to, it's just me giving advice. So it's where you get your body in a state of ketosis, which is where you are using fat as your fuel source over sugary carbs, which is probably what we'd have done naturally going back to our ancestral times, and I think it's a more natural thing. That's it in simplistic terms. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to go deeper than that. That's what keto does. So I like the fact that it's foods that I like. I like the fact that your body relies on your fat as its service of fuel. It's not just when you're exercising, so you don't have to work out with keto if you're trying to lose weight. If you want to get healthy and you want to feel good about yourself, or if you want to transform your figure, or if you want to help your mind, exercise is very important for those things. You don't have to exercise with keto to lose weight. It will obviously help. That's a deeper rabbit hole because it all depends on the exercise that you're doing. Now, the slight problem with keto is because your body's transitioning from using sugary carbs as its fuel source to fats, after a few weeks or so you can go through what is known as the keto flu. It's exactly how it sounds. You go through flu-like symptoms and don't feel fantastic. I think this is my third time doing keto now. The first time I did suffer the keto flu to the extent I thought it was COVID. It wasn't, and it lasted a few days and then I was completely okay. But what I do like about it, other than what I've said so far, is I've already said twice now I like the food, or the food types. I like that I don't ever feel hungry. I say I don't ever. I don't ever really feel starving, and as long as you're eating at least 2 to 3 meals a day, then you find you don't feel hungry. This morning, for example, I'm on day 2 of keto. I started yesterday, which was the 2nd of January, was very strict with it. Woke up feeling fantastic this morning, which is good, bearing in mind the amount of fucking alcohol and everything else I've had over Christmas and New Year's. But I woke up feeling great, not just inside, but mentally. I already feel like I'm starting to be a bit detoxed now. And I just woke up with a bit more energy than normal as well. But I didn't wake up feeling starving hungry. I like to fast with keto. So what I mean by fast, because that can be a word that's taken wrong as well. I don't like to eat after 8 p.m. at night or before 11 a.m. in the morning. So around 11:15, I had 3 bits of smoked back bacon, 3 fried eggs, all of which were cooked in good butter. I can't remember the brand now, but it was just a whole butter, a salted butter, because you want good sources of fat. I then had half an avocado, and I just finished it off with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some chili flakes. Had a coffee. I had Coffee Mate with mine, and that has left me pretty much on a perfect macros chart. I obviously have to have other meals throughout the day. But so with keto, what it is it's high fat, but it has to be good sources of fat. You want to be aiming for about 70% fat of your daily intake. You want to aim for around 25% of protein, and again the right proteins, and you want to aim for around 5% of carbs. We'll start with the carbs. It's the lowest side of things. You need to ideally, just again, simplistic terms, guys. There's lots of different names of the different types of vegetables and all that. And, you know, I'm never, for one, I don't even want to memorise them. I'm not that fussed. But to just make it simple, if it grows above the ground, then it's probably good. If it grows below the ground, not quite so good as a carb. So things like cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes in moderation, cucumber, courgette, kale, broccoli, all those sort of things are really, really good. And, you know, a good rule of thumb to get you started, you need a good app to help you with this to get you started. I'm quite clued up with it now. A good app helps, but look at the percentages I've said. 70% fat, 25% protein, and 25% and 5% carbs. So try and keep those portion sizes. Don't go 70% fat on a plate, but have a more fatty content on a plate potentially than anything else. Have a low carb, so you have small servings of carbs. The meats, all meat's good with this realistically, because you're needing to get a lot of fat source and good fat source. Ideally, you want to go with stuff like, instead of a chicken breast, get a chicken thigh. Don't be scared to add a little bit of chorizo into things. Try and go for your fatty meat over your lean meat. And this is things you don't have to. These are just to help you get started. You'll figure out with this, which my wife's joining me on this one, and I've said this to her a few times. If you don't really like rump steak and you like a sirloin or you like a fillet, get a sirloin or a fillet. Just make some kind of sauce with it that's maybe made out of something like cheese and avocado that you can just put on the side just to get those extra fats in. Maybe put an egg on there or something like that. You know, so just get those. Just be smart with making sure that if you're going lean, you're getting a little bit of extra fat included. So all meats and fish is good. Some meats are better than others. Like I say, chicken thighs are a good one. You'll get used to having those. Salmon is fantastic. Prawns can be quite good. Pork is another good one. Ham is good, but you need to be a bit careful because certain foods are more salty than others as well. You've got to watch that sort of side. Bacon is good if you get bacon as well. Coming on to the fats, that's where it gets a bit more complicated because fat can, you know, why not just eat a couple of spoons of chocolate spread and get it up that way? Well, they're not the right kind of fats you need. Your body's not going to burn them. It's too sugary. You want to keep away from sugars pretty much of this kind of diet, in all honesty. So it's the fats that are things like things that could be naturally sourced by man and naturally made by man. Butter, cheese, avocados are fantastic source. Like I say, certain meats are more fatty than others. Nuts, olives, things like that. Don't be scared to cook food in good, healthier oils like olive oil. What are the other ones you can have? Olive oil, coconut oil, things like that. butters. So just make sure you're using good things to get the sauces that you need. Don't be terrified of spices with this. And again, what you want to do really is try and have those 3 meals a day. Breakfast is a good one. Something for the middle of the day or sort of mid-afternoon. I had breakfast at 11:15. I'll aim to eat again probably about sort of between 4 and 5. Then between the 7-8 o'clock mark, I'll have something else. Typically, I suppose, is for breakfast would be something like the eggs. Eggs are fantastic for keto, whether they're boiled, fried, whatever else. I had, like I said, fried eggs, fried bacon and avocado. For dinner, I'm going to do something along the lines of chicken thighs, which I'll cook in sort of butter and some kind of spice as well. I'll literally do them in a wok, just get the outsides done and get the flavour on there, finish them off in the oven. I'll then pan fry some vegetables, probably some broccoli and some cauliflower, and then on the side I'll do some kind of sauce with it, or I'll use a little bit of cheese in there. I might just what I might do is even just cube up the chicken thighs, do the veg, put it all in a wok together. Once it's done, sprinkle a little bit of Stilton on there. So that'll be my dinner time meal. And then in the evening, if I'm starting to get sweet cravings, I might have something like Greek yogurt. Again, because you're trying to get the fats, don't go for the fat-free one. Get used to looking at the back of things, avoid things with carbs as well. So just a standard Greek yogurt would be good. Berries are good sources of fruit. You want to avoid the bigger fruits, your bananas, apples, peaches, oranges, things like that. Stick to berries for now. If you really want to, if you're going by your chart, you could maybe put a tiny bit of honey in there. I'd say don't if you can avoid it because it's sugary. But yeah, something, like I say, some sort of yogurt, and something sweet in there just to get those cravings. And I've planned to have a coffee every day as well because that's just what I'm into. I have coffee with Coffee Mate. I log it all. There's nothing terrible in that. I don't have sugar in coffee. I haven't done for years, so I don't lose out there. So anyway, so that is my diet plan, and that is keto. I've shared a picture on my personal page on Instagram today and my personal page on Facebook of the meal I had this morning. If this is something you guys want to see more of, as always, let me know because I will. I know I've had a lot of people in the past ask me about what I eat, how I exercise, things like that. So I'm thinking about sharing some of these things. As always, if you need help or advice, if this is a diet that you want to try, just leave a message in the comments. The reason I like the idea of leaving a message in the comments is I'm not by any means an expert. I've tried these things, they work well for me. I'd say I've got a reasonable knowledge of it, but I'm not an expert. So what you might find is someone else who reads your comment might have something else to say on the matter. Again, I'll be posting about various food types and things like this. It's something I'm interested in, and this is just how I am in life, guys. By me feeling that I'm potentially helping others with it, it will give me more initiative to get on and do it, to maybe share some pictures of good foods for keto. And again, I don't get paid for doing this. Like I said, I'm not sponsored for doing anything keto. I'm not an affiliate anywhere. This is just a diet that I'm going to be doing. There's no point me sharing diets with you that I've not done or that I'm not doing because, do you know what? I ain't got a clue. I just simply ain't got a clue on them. So this is why I'm doing this one. And other than that, guys, that is just... And I'm passionate about this because this is how I want to start my year. I already feel better. It's the 3rd of January. And after everything I've drunk and eaten, the lack of sleep, the partying, the loud music, driving here, there and everywhere, the stresses before Christmas, we hosted multiple times this year for big groups, kids, grown-ups, the lot, and somehow I feel full of energy, full of beans. My first day back at work, I've got the orders packed, I've taken some good photos to use, with the first videos being done and will be edited and be out at some point today. And, that's just how my year is starting. Hopefully you guys are doing some of the same. From a work point of view, I've said this before, I want to work more on the YouTube content and getting more involved with the public and the followers. Maybe even getting a few meets involved, not as in personal meets, but as in there's lots of beard events throughout the UK and other things where big groups of people can meet up and get to see each other. I've done one a year for the last couple of years, but that's something I'd like to do more of this year. I quite like the idea of getting out of the shop some weekends and doing a stall somewhere completely different, not just up the road, but travelling around a bit, taking the kids away for the weekend and doing a one-day pitch or something like that. Haven't even spoken to my wife about that, but they're just the sort of things I'd like to do. From a beard manners point of view, I don't think there'll be much more going on with scents. Knowing me, I might bring 1 or 2 more out. I don't think I will, but you never know with me. If I just stumble across something I like the idea of, I'll do it. But we've already got 20 scents out. as far as I'm aware, and this isn't a showy thing, but as far as I'm aware, we've got the most sense in the UK already. So, you know, there's no point in doing anything else there yet. I think there's other things that are more important for us right now. I want to work on the body butters. We all know we started those last year. I've already done a few videos about how I got tied up with other things with work, the backseat side of stuff. So yeah, I think from a beard man's point of view, there's no promises here because I've got lots that I will be doing. But I think if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be going more into the body care range of things, potentially a beard conditioner. I'll do a video on that coming up soon, about my thought on conditioners and whether I'll do one or not. So yeah, that's kind of my year's plan. There's a few little things I want to do. I'm not going to bring up all of it because I've learnt this with YouTube in the past. If I go over everything in one video, I've got nothing else to talk about. But yeah, I hope this has been a good video to help some of you like it has me for the start of the year. Like I've said, guys, it is the best. I've said in the past, I know this, I say it all the time, don't start today, don't start tomorrow, sorry, start now. But just if you are wanting to pick the struggles with this is the best time of year. Like I said at the start of the video, loads of other people are in the same boat right now. Follow people that help encourage you, that help influence you to do better or feel better. I do this. I will regularly just listen to YouTubes in the car of my favourite YouTubers, or listen to stuff in the background of work, you know, because like I've said, it just really helps me going forward and helps to keep me balanced and just encourages me to want to do more and more important things for myself. Whatever your journey is, guys, start it now if you haven't already. Share it with other people, follow other people, and hopefully it all works out. I hope this video is a help with some of you for the start of the new year. As you can probably tell, I'm excited, I'm raring to go, looking forward to it. I'm loving the diet right now. Getting back on the exercise this week as well. I only had a couple of weeks off for Christmas, but I'm getting back on the exercise. Enjoyed coming back to work. The year started the right way. I want to keep it going. I hope you guys can too. Get those comments in. Please like, please share, please subscribe. It all helps. You'll get more of this if it's working out. Have a good one, guys. See you at the next video.